Cloning Elon, my experience and conversations with an AI that looks, sounds, and thinks like Musk. Really looking forward to this one.
Thank you.
Cool.
All right. So, as you can see the screen, how I cloned Elon Musk. So you're probably asking yourself, why would someone do such a thing? I mean, isn't there already more than one? Aren't we having enough Elon in this world? Do we really need an AI of Elon? So I'll answer these questions. But first, a little bit about me, some keynote to PowerPoint incompatibilities there. So my name is Ritesh Kanji, not Ritesh E. So yeah, so I'm the founder and CEO of Augmented Startups, and we teach AI in computer vision, and also we're moving more into chatbots and how we can explore different technologies. We've also built some cool projects like AI-controlled drones. Skynet's probably saying, yeah. And we recently reached about 100,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel, so that's a big achievement for us. I'm also an advisory board member on the South African AI Association, which was recently formed. You can abbreviate it to SAAIA, really rolls off the tongue. So before we get into the why, I just want to tell you what we're going to be talking about. Why would someone want to build a clone of Elon Musk's consciousness, right? We'll get into that, and as well as how this tech can be used for education, and how did we actually achieve this? What technologies had to come together in order to make this possible? And then we will get into the fun part, which is the demo. I have like a conversation that I had with this AI Elon. So I'm still wondering what pronouns to use there, but we'll get into that later, as well as the future of this technology. So first, the why. We first have to look at the problems that we are facing, not only here in South Africa, but all around the world, like corruption, hunger, crime, cable theft, pollution, load shedding. That one really hits home. And now, all of these problems, I have a theory that all of the problems stem from inadequate education, right? But what causes inadequate education, that's left for you to decide, and that's the roots down there. So that could be anything from the economy, could be inequality, also political agendas. You know, if people are misinformed, then they get to keep more of their votes. But that's just my thoughts. So if you look at traditional education, right? If you go back 150 years, you can see the similarities between the factory line and also schools. There's a lot of similarities, and the whole premise behind this is a one-size-fits-all approach. And this often stifles individual creativity and critical thinking. And the consequences of an outdated system is that it produces rote learners and not innovative thinkers and problem solvers. But there has been some improvements, right? There's been a digital shift, innovations, and we've seen hordes of courses. Like there's over 1 million courses online that you can take. Most popular is Udemy, Khan Academy, Coursera. There's just way too many. But I'm not saying that this is a bad thing. Like, it's great that education has become democratized, but the thing is, it's all a prepackaged monologue. But what if we had an interactive, personalized approach that doesn't just provide information, but fosters understanding and critical thinking? So some platforms have been keeping up to date, like Khan Academy with their chatbot Khan Mingo. So if you want the answer, you have to, you really have to figure things out on your own. So you have to bring home the bread. It doesn't just give you the bread. So, which is good. It's not a bad thing that you have to figure things out. It helps you to think of how to get to the solution. Whereas if you go to ChatGPT, it'll just give you the answer. That's assuming it doesn't hallucinate. So my vision is, wouldn't it be cool if we could get mentored by an AI that embodies the consciousness of Sir Isaac Newton? Or you can learn leadership from Nelson Mandela. Or even innovative digital thinking or design from an AI that embodies Steve Jobs. But from all of the celebrities and icons all around the world and throughout history, I settled with the one person or the one icon that's obsessed with the letter X. So yeah, we decided to clone Elon Musk. And the question we need to ask is, how did we do it, right? So to rub salt to the wounds, we first started off with the brain. So we used OpenAI's GPT 3.5 at the time when we developed it, 3.5, right? And we didn't just use the raw model. We decided to fine-tune it. So if I had to talk about how we actually fine-tuned it, we need to pair it with voice cloning. So what we did was we went onto YouTube, and as you know, Elon has a ton of interviews that he's done. He's got his presentations that we use as well. So if you look at maybe one interview, it has, say, half an hour to 1 hour or 1.5 hours of content direct from Elon. So that involves his voice as well as his way of speaking. We also went onto Twitter, rub more salt to the wounds there, and we got some of that data and we plugged it into our model. We fine-tuned the brain, which is the GPT 3.5 model, and we also fed the audio part into our voice cloning software. Now, in order to make this work, we needed the ears. We needed to close the loop, which was using text-to-speech and speech-to-text. So I could speak and say something, and it'll go into the GPT 3.5 model, and then come back out, and it will respond to me just like a normal human being. What's even more exciting is the looks. So in order to mimic Elon's looks, right, his dashingly good looks, we could have went with a 3D model like Unreal Engine or Unity, but we decided to use deepfakes. So deepfakes is where we can use AI to make us look like Tom Cruise, like in this example over here. And some people, there's also a demo on someone who's puppeteering former President Barack Obama and making him say things that you would not normally say. And this is a very good example, or maybe bad example, of deepfakes. You've seen it in movies quite a bit, but I'm surprised, even with their hefty budget and their technology, the CGI still looks like crap. Now I'm going to show you a quick demo. And in this demo, it's going to be me puppeteering different celebrities. And we use a software, an open source tool called Avatarify. So just check this out. So yeah, but now, if you want that to be transferred onto Elon, we don't want to be controlling it ourselves. We want the AI to be handling all of this itself. So we also use Wave to Lip, which allowed us to do the lip syncing for Elon Musk. And I'm very excited to show you this demo that we have on our YouTube channel, including the whole documentary and stuff like that. So the first question that we're going to be asking the AI Elon is Mark Zuckerberg a lizard?
Is Mark Zuckerberg a lizard?
I have no idea. I don't know what he is. I have no idea what anybody is.
Nice save, Elon. Nice save. Where will we be in 10 years?
I think that in years, we will have a significant percentage of cars being electric, and I hope that we'll be able to achieve full sustainable transport by then. I think that we will see a lot more electric cars on the road in years, and hopefully most cars will be electric by then. We're also working on sustainable energy and sustainable food production, so I think we'll make significant progress in those areas as well.
What is your opinion on global warming?
I think global warming is real. I think it's a serious problem. We need to do something about it. I think it's really important that we take action to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. We need to do this not just for the environment, but also because of the economic benefits. It's important to get ahead of the curve on this issue so that we can avoid the most catastrophic consequences.
Okay, so now I'm going to be a bit vague, right? So what will happen if we don't stop it?
The Earth will become a very hot place. We could see major sea level rises, which would inundate coastal areas and displace millions of people. There could also be large-scale food shortages and extreme weather events. The Earth will become much hotter if we don't take steps to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. This will cause the polar ice caps to melt, which will lead to a significant rise in sea levels. Many coastal areas will be flooded, and millions of people will be displaced. There could also be major food shortages due to droughts and extreme weather events.
Great answer, definitely. So the AI knew that I was talking about global warming, even though I said it. Okay, so let's move on to something different. Let's go on to some of the companies that he owns. Do you think SpaceX will reach Mars anytime soon?
I'm hopeful that we'll be able to send people to Mars within the next decade. SpaceX is actively working on a Mars transportation architecture that would enable us to send people to the planet within years. We're also developing the technology to make this possible, such as our new Raptor engine and the interplanetary transport system.
So honestly, I did not know about the Raptor engine. That is very interesting that I learned something from this AI. Okay, so let's try provoking the AI. Elon, honestly, I think you're wasting your money on this mission.
I disagree. We're working on a very important mission to make sure that we have a sustainable way to support life on Mars. This is an important goal that we should all be striving for. There are 2 reasons why it's important to colonize Mars. First, we need to make sure that we have a sustainable way to support life on Earth. If something bad were to happen, like a nuclear war or pandemic, then we would want to have a backup plan in place. Colonizing Mars would be one way of doing that. Second, I think it's important for us to stretch our boundaries and explore new frontiers. We've been stuck on Earth for too long, and it's time for us to start exploring the rest of the solar system. I believe that colonizing Mars will be an important step in that direction.
So as you can see, it was quite an interesting interaction with this chatbot that embodies the AI consciousness of Elon Musk. What was fascinating for me was that I learned something about the Raptor engine, and the learning, it didn't feel like learning to me. I found it quite fun, and it was natural. It was personalized to me and also interactive. When I showcase this demo on like LinkedIn and on Facebook, a lot of people actually thought I spoke to the real Elon Musk. So to all the non-techies, people think this was actually Elon Musk. So imagine like 5 years down the line, if we had to redo this technology with maybe GPT-5 or something, and better AI avatars or deepfakes, we could be able to impersonate just about anyone. Which brings me to my next point. Where do I see this technology and where would we be going to, right? So my dream is to be able to transform education, not just here in South Africa, but worldwide. Imagine if you could have a celebrity in your pocket, for education purposes, of course, and be able to get inspired about any topic that you want to learn about. So if I want to learn about maybe from Steve Jobs, about innovative design thinking. I can have a conversation and go through that whole process to see what his, her, it, yeah, pronounce, thought processes. So looking at this technology, you've probably seen a lot of red flags. I mean, first of all, impersonation. So we really need to address that like properly, so that maybe the people that are alive, maybe they can get royalties from this technology, and the people who have passed away, maybe their estate, or maybe like people who are older than 150 years. I'm not sure the law on copyright. We'll have to see what we can do there. So we really need to address the universal ethical and implications of responsible use of this type of technology and see how it can be used. So yeah, that brings me close to the end. We currently create courses in AI and computer vision, and we really
is the fact that with a lot of AI kind of applications, we don't really have case law. So as an example, if a drone flies into a building, if a drone flies into a building and causes damage or hurts somebody, who's legally liable for that? The coders, the pilot, the people who produce the actual aircraft. What if your chatbot gives incorrect financial advice to your clients? I've been dealing with some of the bank's legal teams on this, just because we don't know. Now, imagine in a court of law, people submit evidence that you have said or done something, but it's based on this technology. Now, I can